Yo, what's up? It's your boy T Will. We back with another episode of Sports Talk with T Will. Um, been on a little bit of break lately. Had some things to take care of with the family, but yeah, we back rolling. Got a couple matchups to talk about today. That's gonna be on the field. A couple matchups that I seen that I wanted to take a look at and have a couple conversations about. So let's get into it. All right, we got the Michigan Wolverines versus the Wisconsin Badgers. Um, this isn't the Wisconsin team that you would normally see put on the field. For whatever reason, Coach Fickle hasn't been able to get that program up and running like I thought he should. Coming highly touted from Cincinnati, former Ohio State guy, I thought that he was going to be able to do some things, but seems like it's been a struggle. Um, and if he doesn't get a win this week or within the next couple of weeks, I don't really know how, you know, he's going to be able to continue on as the Wisconsin Badgers head coach, because one thing I know about being in the Big Ten and watching the Big Ten my whole life is that Wisconsin has a very strong fan base. They're used to winning. They may not be like national championship contenders and stuff like that, but I do know that they expect to win some football games and not be 2-2 within just a couple of weeks within the season. So um, this is a big game for him. And depending on the outcome, I'm thinking that his seat is going to get a little bit more hot, and the fans in Wisconsin might be calling for his job. I'm really not going to be surprised if they're going to do that. So this is a game to check out. They're going to be kicking off in about 45 minutes here or so, and we'll see, because Luke Fickell, he wanted to come to a big time program. Like I say, he was formerly at Ohio State. So this is a really interesting game to watch. Not because I'm saying it's going to be a close game, but just to see how you know they're going to be able to contend in the Big Ten. If not now, win with the Wisconsin Badgers. So we're going to move on to the next one. I Here's a very interesting game. You got Billy Napier, fighting for his life in Florida. Um, and then you got the Texas Longhorns, which I really don't know how to gauge this team, just because they played against Sam Houston and other low level D1 schools. The only game I've seen that them play at a high level was Ohio State, and Ohio State was pretty much in control of that game. That was a very tight game, but you could tell that Ohio State had their number. But it's interesting to see the kid that they were hyping up, Arch Manning. How is he going to perform on the road and everything like that? But the biggest key to me is that Ken Texas running football, which they've been able to do in the past couple of years. That's how they were able to beat Alabama, you know, on the road in Tuscaloosa, how they were able to be physical with teams up front with their offense and defensive line, and just losing the talent that they lost in the NFL, even though they got 5-star recruits coming in. Um, it doesn't seem like the running game is as powerful as it was last year. So we're going to have to see if Texas can establish the run game. Also, is Florida ready to bounce back from, the last couple losses against Miami and LSU? Um, I think Billy Napier is a capable coach. I'm not going to say he's a great coach. I think he's a capable coach, but we're going to see, um, with his back against the wall and everybody calling for his job, can he get DJ Lagway comfortable within the offense to make a couple of plays, to get the ball, establish the run game, and get the ball down the field, and not just stalling drives and not getting into the end zone. Because I think if this team can figure out to have some type of offense, just a little bit, get a couple touchdowns here or there, and not stalling drives and punting the football and putting that pressure back on the defense. Because one thing I like to tell people is that, yeah, you can have a great defense, but eventually that defense gets tired. And when the defense gets tired, that's when the defense starts uh, losing their focus. And it's not because they're losing their focus because they're not focused. They're losing it because, number one, they're getting tired, they're getting fatigued. They're thinking about, how much rest they've been getting on the sideline and not getting enough rest. How long they're going to have to be out there again? Are they going to have to go back out there again after another 3 and out? That kind of stuff wears with you mentally. And football is a mental game. And, you got to have time to, give your defense a little breather so they can get out there and be back at full speed. So I think that's going to be a key thing to watch. And everybody's calling for Billy Napier's job and everything like that, but we'll see. Because I'm trying to figure out who is Florida going to hire that's going to replace him and do a better job, especially in the NIL world, especially when you got 20 million connected to this coach. Nowadays you can't just be firing nobody unless you know that you're going to be able to replace that money and still be able to field the team and be able to get the players that you want without, worrying about the 20 million that you're going to lose. Next up, we got the Iowa State Cyclones and the Cincinnati Bearcats, which is interesting matchup here because you got one team that's 3-1, and you got another team that's, I'd say Rocco Beck is a solid quarterback. They're 5-0, 2-0 in the Big 12. Cincinnati's improved from last year because if you watch that first game of the season when they played against Nebraska, you saw that they had some metal to them, they had some fight to them, they got some toughness to them, and I think that they'll be able to, show that they're a much more improved team than last year. And I won't be surprised if this is a tight game. You just never know. It's an early kickoff, 11 a.m. or 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You never know how kids are going to come out with a game that early. Early kicks are kind of hard to, especially when it's, it feels like it's real early in the morning. Normally, a lot of teams in college, you practice in the afternoon after you get done with your classes. So I don't know how the energy is going to be there, but I would say watch out for this game because this could be a game that flies under the radar. Then we got the UGA Kentucky Wildcats game. I'm just looking to see with this game. I'm definitely not expecting Kentucky to go into Athens and do anything to Georgia. Georgia's probably going to mud stomp them because of the loss to Alabama last week, and they're going to have to try to come out and prove that they still like that and they ready to go. So I think that they're gonna get out there, they're gonna run the football, and play great defense and show that hey, even though we did lose to Alabama, we're still a national title contender, and I would not forget about Georgia, because somehow, some way, they end up finding their way back. Next up, we got the Vanderbilt Commodores versus the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, everybody keep on making a big deal about this game, talking about the last year when Vanderbilt won, and I'm about to tell you like this: if you think that Vanderbilt about to go into Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama after what happened last year, you got another thing coming. I'm pretty sure all these guys are ready for this game, especially the guys that was on the team last year that lost. I guarantee you they ready to kick some tail. And everybody's saying this is going to be a close game. It's going to be a good game. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing Alabama looking to go in here and dominate and kick their tail pretty well. So in this game, I'm taking Alabama big, big. There's no way they're gonna let them come into their house and do that. And there's one more game I got for y'all, man. One more game I got for y'all. One more. Where it's at on the slate? Where it's at on the slate? Yes, this game right here. All right. We got the Texas Tech Red Raiders versus the Houston Cougars. Now, for me, coming into the season, I'm going to tell you right now, if you would have told me that Houston Cougars was going to be undefeated, I would have told you that you crazy as hell. But, I'm going to tell you this. Texas Tech put a lot of money into this football team. They got a lot riding on this season. They got high expectations this season. They expected to win the Big 12 championship. Houston Cougars, this is a chance for you and your program to get a marquee W against an in-state team and to show, hey, if you want to play football, come on down here in Houston. Because after I seen what y'all did to Colorado, Coach Prime's team, and the way that y'all been rolling lately, I was entirely wrong about Houston. I did not think that they was going to get better this fast because last year they was not that good. But I'm going to have to say, Coach Willie Fritz, great job on your team. Great job on recruiting and getting better players. And this game right here is going to be a very interesting game to watch. I'm really excited to see how these two Texas teams really get down and get into it. And I wouldn't be surprised either way who win. But if I'm saying, who really needs this win more, I would say Houston. But if we're talking about playoffs and we're talking about championships, just because of the amount of money that's been spent on the roster, I would say that Texas Tech better win this game, or people are going to talk about it. Um, then we got get out of here. Then we got Miami versus Florida State. And I'm going to cap the show off on this right here. Mike Norvell has been hailed as this great coach and everything like that. But after I see the team and the way that they played against Virginia last Friday and how they lost, I'm just like, man, this team is inconsistent. You beat Alabama and then you go into Virginia and you lose to Virginia. And now you're expected to come back home against Miami and beat Miami. Now, would I be shocked if they win? No. Am I expecting them to win? No. Because for the simple fact that whatever reason it is, it's like it's just something missing with Mike Norvell. It's like he can get you to win one big game and then he can lose like 6 in a row. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And for me, if Norvell loses this game, they're gonna start talking about firing him again. Because he was already on the hot seat. He came out and got that win against Alabama, and now it's like, okay, man, you lost to Virginia. We'll let that slide if you beat Miami. But if he don't beat Miami, he gonna have some questions to ask. Big questions to ask. And if anybody know college football, they already know that this game right here, this used to be every year, especially like in the early 2000s. This game right here used to be, you know, they got Peter Warwick, Ed Reed, Willis McGahee, all them boys, man. Like these two teams was basically two NFL teams playing against each other when they used to play. That's how dope Miami and Florida State used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like it was either the U or the choppers, the Tallahassee boys, and they're both trying to get back to where they once were. Um, I don't know if that's ever going to be possible, because if you're talking about the early 2000 Canes, and even like from 97 to 2000 Florida State Seminoles, no, it was nothing like them. Them dudes was just nasty, straight up. Um, I don't know if Florida State or Miami will ever be that good again, but this is a start in the right direction. Both of y'all are ranked. Both of them got stuff on the line, so we ready to see what it's going to be for this game. And to be honest, if you're looking at the matchup predictor, I kind of agree with it, just because the way that Virginia was able to put that quarterback Castellanos under pressure and make him get the ball out quick, and they was getting after him, and from what I seen from Miami's defensive line, I seen that they got some NFL boys on there, and they got some go getters. So I think whoever wins up front and whoever can run the ball the best is probably going to be the team that win the game. Whoever ends up controlling the run game and controlling the offense and defensive line, that's going to be where this game is won at. It's not going to be won nowhere else. So uh, for this game, I'm going to have to go with the matchup predictor. And I agree with them when they're picking Miami, even though it's on the road, even though it's in Tallahassee, even though it's in a wild and crazy environment. They got that scarlet and gray out there. But I'm going to have to go with Miami Hurricanes. So with that, it's Saturday. Looking at the clock, we got about 30 minutes before kickoff. Um, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Um, just let me know what you think down there in the comments. And what else I got for y'all? Hit that like button and that subscribe button, and come and join us. I'm going to try to, do reactions on Sunday for college football, or as late as Monday, maybe sometimes. And then on Sunday, we're going to watch NFL all day, and then I'm going to come back and give my opinions on that. If you guys would like me to talk more about the NFL, let me know. I just like to cover sports. I watch hockey, I watch baseball, I watch it all. Just enjoy the day today. Enjoy the day with your family. Hope everybody has a blessed day. And until then, I'll see y'all next time. It's been a real, real, real blessing to bring this message to y'all today. I hope y'all have a great day and enjoy all the football, barbecue, drinks, whatever you're having. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.